like getting in the damn cockpit of a damn airplane. It's so tight in here. Let's go. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is
March 4th.
March 4th, Wednesday, 2000.
Wow.
Wow. I got lost in my desires to be in the cockpit of an airplane once again. Anyway, Carla, do you want to say this in Spanish for Miss Lina out there?
Sure. Hola y bienvenido a otra discusión de 5K Tenis. Hoy es el 4 de marzo de 2020.
Let's get down, vámonos, as we would say. Vamos!
And I know someone asked me to say it in Portuguese. I will in the future. Just send me the right translation because, if you Google stuff, it doesn't translate it right.
Starting out today's show with the topic on Bianca Andreescu. You ready?
Sure.
All right, let's get right into this. So just a quick rewind into time. The last time that Bianca Andreescu has played a match, alas, was against Carolina Pliskova in the WTA finals at the end of last year. And her knee leg kind of tweaked per se, and we haven't seen her since. We've seen something similar before from Bianca Andreescu, and that was as she made her run in 2019. And Carla and I were the first to say, respectively, that we weren't ready to jump on any bandwagon at this point in time because her fitness looked a little suspect, and she was injury prone. So real quickly, thoughts, Carla, start with you on where you think and the importance of this tournament for Bianca and her entire team. How important is it as this tournament begins?
I would say on a scale from 1 to 100, 100.
Big time.
Very important. I mean, this is where she made her breakthrough, won her first title. The world knew who Andreescu was after this tournament. Unfortunately for her, she's had so many injuries. Right now dealing with a knee injury. I know she's had many. I know shoulder injury that stopped her from finishing her match at the Miami Open. She hasn't played in the first Grand Slam of the year, Australian Open. We just don't know how she's doing. I don't see her winning this tournament at all. I don't even see her doing well. I wouldn't even be shocked if we got the news that she won't be playing because she is not ready. I think Andreescu's career could be very questionable with all these injuries at her young age of 19.
We've seen something like this before from her, though, that she was out 14 months prior to her
2015.
She was out somewhere around 14 months before she went on her recent run prior to last year. The problem here is that there'll be rust. When we take time off and we jump back in on the big stage, we develop rust. There's nothing you can do. You put a nail outside in the rain, in a couple of weeks, you got rust. So when you take multiple months, you develop rust.
Yes, I agree. It's hard to come back. Not only that, we know there's so many different winners. The game changes a little bit. Do you still have the desire to keep fighting and dealing? It's tough to deal with injuries. I've seen you deal with injuries. I've been dealing with a shoulder. Now I've got a small fracture on top of my foot. So it's tough, and you have to find it. You have to be mentally tough to find that, energy to want to compete. I don't know. It'd be sad if she doesn't come back because she will not be known as a great player. She would just be a one-time, what do you call that? One-time wonder hit?
One-hit wonder. How many bands out there can you name the one-hit wonders? And I don't mean to make it synonymous, but there's
Vanilla Ice.
There you go. There's an old saying back in the day of one-hit wonders. But let's take a quick look at this. The young Andreescu, and this is a favorable thing, the word young. So keep the word young in mind. She has dealt with shoulder, foot, back, and now her knee. I have dealt with the shoulder 3 times, the foot, not really, the ankle, yes, the back, kind of, sort of, not really, but the knee extensively, so I know the feeling, but I dealt with these things in the latter part of my 20s into my early 30s. The good thing for her is that she's super young. She's 19, soon to be 20. For me, problematic for me from a, say, coaching perspective or from someone now that at least you could say is a fan. I am a fan of Bianca Andreescu. Yes, I did call out her fitness from the early on onset and said, that if she doesn't slim down a bit and with all due respect and still plays the game that she plays it's going to end up taxing her body, and therefore she will not do much damage moving forward. I got drilled on this show for that. You got drilled on this show for that.
I can tell you with my body type and my muscle structure that if I ran from side to side to side, forward, back, I would hurt myself. My type of game is a 1, 2, 3. I don't want to be out there too long because I don't have that type of, long. Maybe someone built like Halep, who's a little bit smaller. She's built well, but she could still quite do that. I mean, just Andreescu's too big. She's much bigger, much stronger, big legs, and she's running side to side, sliding and doing all this. You have to finish those points a lot quicker.
She has a relatively thick upper body too, and again, so do you. But there's a finite difference of how we have to adapt our game to our body type. Now, mentally, on the other side of that, I'm going to use my own self as a prime example of just being an idiot. I'm the world's biggest idiot, so you can never yell at me because the proof is in the pudding. I'm a dumb human being. I'm an idiot. But I am a conditioned player when I'm on the court that when I see a ball, I want to chase down and get the ball. And that can be an Achilles heel for a player that may be a little on the injury prone side. When we're running after everything, kind of, I don't know if anybody knows basic psychology, but there was a classical conditioning psychologist, what was his name, Pavlov, and he had dogs, and every time he would show him a dog biscuit, they would start, and eventually, he would make the dog salivate by showing him a dog biscuit. Some players have a difficult time not chasing after the dog biscuit or the bone when it comes across at you. You see it, you react. You don't have time to stop and think. So Bianca Andreescu has that big, aggressive game, but she has everything else. She has variety. She has everything it takes. But she finds herself kind of dipping in her level of play in her matches, and she'll find herself maybe down a set and down a break, and she fights back and wins it in 3. Or she'll find herself down a bit and have to fight back so much by turning on this gung-ho switch, and her body just doesn't adapt that well to that game. She can still be the top player in the world by just adapting her mind, her mentality, to not be so taxing all the time. She just reacts and she goes and not spastic like Tsitsipas, but she has a body that may break down, and she needs to adapt her game accordingly. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Okay, I just said that. So, moving forward, the best thing in her corner right now is her age.
Yes, I mean, she needs, I think she admires Serena Williams. Clijsters, right? Was another
Kim Clijsters, too.
Right. Well, Serena Williams, the reason why her career, I think, lasted a very long time is because we know that Serena had a weapon, which was her serve. Her serve stopped her from playing those long points. And even when the ball would come back to her, she would always try to finish the point quickly. Here's another girl. Same example. Even at the, when she was in tip-top shape. Huge muscles. I think Sharapova even said she was intimidated by her big biceps and her legs. They were so thick. Another player, she ends the points quickly. Clijsters too was another good one, except she had the split that she would do, but she would still try to end points.
But her split was just theatrics, though.
Yeah, it was theatrics, but she tried to end the point. You didn't see Clijsters really going back and forth. She would always try to find the opening. Not the same case now, in her third return. This would be her third return from retirement.
Third return, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different now.
Well, I mean, speaking about Clijsters, I think it's true that, and I think even Darren Cahill said the same, that I think Andreescu does play a little Kim Clijsters-esque, and I think even Bianca even said in response that, yeah, I do play a little Kim Clijsters-ish in a way. One thing, though, I do have to kind of pause on that. Anytime that I hear tennis journalists or tennis media outlets, or when they ask a player, who do you mimic your game after? I think it's just the most stupid-ass question in the world. I think we're all unique human beings, and I think that the beautiful part about tennis, it's like an art form. You're your own person, and if you're really good at it, you have your own way of playing, and if you're the best of the best, you have your own way of playing. And you just figure out, because your mind is unique, and only you can control how that ball comes off the racket if you're really good, And I think
I don't really see her playing as Clijsters.
Yeah,
maybe
I just,
bits and pieces, but everybody does that. I think Clijsters again finished the points a lot quicker than she did.
Yeah, and again, I just think when I hear a journalist or some media outlet ask a player, another player, or some kid they talk to, who do you mimic your game after? I think it's because they just don't really give a damn about what they do, and that's the only question they can think of because they just wrote it 5 seconds before they go meet the person. I just think it's a shallow question. We're unique human beings, and the lovely part about the tennis, the game in which we play, is that. So for Andreescu, she has her own game, but I think she needs to get to know her own body. There's a quote somewhere written, "Know thyself," and then I think "nothing too much," like the Oracle at Delphi or something. And I think this is very true. I think Bianca Andreescu needs to get to know herself, her body, and then adapt accordingly, and she'll be just fine. But consistency is important. Make the matches shorter with her injury-prone body, and just get business handled, and call it a day.
Yep, absolutely. Talking about Clijsters. Yikes.
Yeah, Clijsters again, arguably one of the top 10 best of all time. She did not look like she was near ready for a comeback in terms of fitness playing Johanna Konta.
No, I mean, she looked at least, and I hate to say this about any lady, but at least 15 to 20 pounds overweight still. I mean, in my opinion, I think she should have beat Konta in 2 sets because,
I disagree.
No, Konta's...
I disagree. Konta's fresher, Konta's younger, Konta's more fit. I totally disagree with that.
29?
I don't recall her age. I didn't look that up, but I totally disagree with that comment.
Konta is the type of player that's up and down, up and down. Her career this beginning of the year hasn't been so good. I mean, when a player comes back, I mean, even Sharapova, when she came back from her ban, she beat, what's her name? Halep at the U.S. Open, first round, just to prove a point.
But you're talking about someone that's dramatically out of shape versus someone that is. Your comparison sucks butt. It doesn't make any sense.
What I'm saying is, when Clijsters came back the second time, she did good. She's out of shape. If she wants to win matches...
But you just said, quote unquote, correct
I'm
me
not
if I'm wrong.
fighting with you today.
I know. You just told me that you thought that Clijsters should have beat Johanna Konta in straight sets. That's the most asinine statement I've ever heard.
B-Dog said the same thing.
Okay, well, you guys are on planet Mars or something with
on
no
Earth.
gravity, playing
We're
with
on planet
with
Earth.
rocket rollerblades.
You're a smother.
Johanna Konta is at least in shape, number one. At least in shape, number one. At least is more fit, number two.
But
and number three
sporadic.
has played a lot more over the past few years, let's just say. So she's way more match fresh. How can you possibly say that you think that Kim Clijsters should have beat Johanna Konta in straight sets? That's the most hideous statement I've ever heard.
That's not a hideous statement. If you're trying to prove a point, you're trying to win tournaments, and the reason you came back was to win, you should beat players like Konta. It's different if you lose against an Osaka, a Barty, even a Silovina, even a Muguruza. But Konta, she should have beat. I'm very sorry. She should have beat. She looks way out of shape. She has to wear those long sleeve shirts with the shirt baggy. I mean, she is out of shape.
You know, Carla.
Her, Sloane Stephens, and I can add a few others that are out of shape. Please, your tennis professional players, you need to look like it.
Here's the deal here. I think it's something about New York and these New Yorkers here.
I'm not a New Yorker. I'm not a New Yorker.
Okay.
I'm Honduran because I'm.
Okay, she's a first gen New Yorker straight out of Honduras, but not. But here's the problem: she is a New York Giants fan, and they suck. Okay, number two. I'm terribly happy I'm not a New York Knicks fan because they suck even worse. But number three...
Go Yankees!
But number three, your statement that you thought that Clijsters should have beat Konta, you are just insanity.
How many of you agree?
That should be a poll question. Do you think that Kim Clijsters should have beaten Johanna Konta in straight sets? If you do, oh my God.
Look, Doden beat her at St. Petersburg Open, okay? At the Australian, she lost to Jabeur. Are you telling me Clijsters can't beat Jabeur?
But Clijsters just...
Strykova beat Konta.
Oh my gosh.
Clijsters should beat Konta at the U.S. Open. Who'd she lose to? Okay. Well,
do you want to show them a picture of Clijsters' performance?
No.
Okay, so we'll leave that out. We'll look at it yourself. Look at her fitness level. You tell... That doesn't make any sense. You're just... Now you're.
Wait, the score was 6-3, 7-5. That Konta beat her. Konta beat a overweight Clijsters 6-3, 7-5. What does that tell you about Konta? What does that tell you about Konta?
What it tells me about you, Carla, is that you're biased because it's someone that you like a lot.
I like Konta too.
Okay, well you just sold her out. Okay, moving forward. This is just
Konta could lose to anybody. That's a fact.
Clijsters should on her first match since her second match since 1964. She's supposed to beat someone at least that's been playing.
By the way, if you guys ever met Justin or like if you've been with him for a while, he loves to exaggerate.
Tell you what, I don't exaggerate the hideousness of your statement.
If the sky is blue, he'll say it's blue with sparkles on it, maybe glitter.
There was a Grateful Dead song. The sky was yellow and the sun was blue. Okay. Anyway, all right.
Before we get to that, Azarenka also got blown off the court.
But her squeals reigned supreme. She was squealing pretty loud, but she did lose 2-2 to Zydanse.
Is it time for her to retire? I don't know.
That's a great question. Again, I have never.
Hey, Sharapova's gone. Venus will be gone soon because she's close to retirement. Azarenka's around that area, even though she's younger.
I've never been an Azarenka fan strictly for the same reason with Sharapova. And why is that, Carla? Because of the squeal.
But someone said you like Monica Puig, and why didn't you involve her in the screeching thing?
Look, Monica Puig is not someone I like the game
of. And Sabalenka.
Okay, yes.
Don't, he's a hypocrite.
All right. I can hit the mute button, though. All right, you ready to move forward?
Yeah.
I thought this was a pretty cool deal, by the way. Myself, I grew up as a surfer. And I noticed that surfing will make its debut in the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics. So I'm really stoked up about that. Let's go!
If the Olympics ever happen.
We mentioned that on another show.
Yeah, but we won't say
why.
We
can't talk about all that because we got in trouble for that one. Hopefully that hopefully that this sporting event will continue and that everyone
might be postponed. Might happen though.
Well, hopefully everyone is safe and doesn't get activated in the water. But nonetheless, there is a potential for this event to occur.
Well, where are they going to surf? What water?
I don't know.
I don't know if I want to get in that water.
I think it's going to be a radiant surf fest. I think it's going to be just so much radiation in the air. I don't know that I get in
the water unless it's like a pool or something.
Loch Ness Monster might be under there with 3 eyes. Be careful. All right, but there's a chance, though, that the 48-year-old Kelly Slater, arguably the best surfer of all time, if you look at his rap sheet, I mean, he goes deep in the Shredville. Let's go. Rip stuff up. Florida native, an absolute, he's like the Djokovic, Federer, Nadal of surfing. Mm-hmm. You know, he's gentleman on par. Whether he swims in radiant water, I'm not sure, but if he's there, let's go. But if it occurs,
he might grow some hair.
Maybe in other places. But there's 20 men, 20 women that will go and have the ultimate surf off. But I had to think about this one. You know, at least you have, the Pacific there and the Gulf of wherever and so forth and many islands there in the Pacific with Japan. But the Olympics in 2024 is in Paris. And Paris is relatively centrally located in the center of France. So I'm assuming, one, they built an enormous wave pool, or two, it's like 300 miles away or 400 miles away, like in Portugal or like northern France, Normandy, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So how would you roll it out? A monumental wave pool?
I guess so. I don't know. I think I'd be scared with sharks too.
Shoot, I'll slap a shark in the face. Man, look, I get a shark and poke it in his eye.
I remember I went to Costa Rica and
get back.
I looked at the water. I said, geez, I cannot see anything. I'm not getting in that water.
Freaking snap, crackle, and pop a shark in his eyeball.
I am not. Not only that, you walk, you're on the sand, you take a step, you sink, and you're like, wow, that's deep. No.
Shoot.
No, thank you. I want to see my feet.
I don't know. The sharks round yonder there in Japan might darn well have about 73 eyes and a couple of toes. Watch out. All right. By the way, Carla, I sent you a picture a little while ago, and this is a quick thing as well, about how I was really fond of this new tennis tournament on the women's side in Lyon, spelled Lyon in France, and they had a very appealing pink tennis court outside the baseline, and inside the baseline, kind of a nice kind of soft gray. At the same time, I thought the antithesis of that was the New York Open. So I wanted to show you a contrast between a court that's pretty bright and uplifting, and then a court that's pretty horror story-esque that makes you want to like pull out your left eyeball and swing it around, lasso it around the ceiling fan a couple of times. All right, so check this out. So here we go. Which one's first? The pink court?
Pink court.
All right, let's go. Pretty fair, right?
Pretty girly.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. You know, appealing, uplifting.
Oh gosh.
Dun dun dun.
Welcome to the dark side.
Dun dun dun. All right, so if you go to the first tournament, it's Leprechauns and Happiness, and if you go to the second one, it's Metallica and Death Metal on the way out. All right.
Well, you know, also a lot of clay tournaments in the
Clay, that's hardcore.
That's hardcore, but clay tournaments in the U.S. are great. The clay is great.
The dark gray clay court.
It's depressing.
Yeah, have you ever played on a dark gray clay court? It's cool.
All the time.
It's fine.
I always played it in New York. I didn't like it, but yeah.
Yeah, and then if the gray courts aren't well kept, generally the clay begins to crust over around like the outskirts of the courts, and then the crust kind of grows and approaches inside the court. So if you're not always grooming them, the gray clay turns into a like.
Well, it could be white and powdery too.
Yeah, it can turn into a real mess real quick.
Yeah.
The red clay is more expensive to purchase and to lay down and to come across, but nonetheless, it's much more malleable and kind of weathers the elements a little bit better. Anyway, not that anyone cares about the pink court, but I like the pink court. You know, sometimes when I see like tennis players come out on the court, I think Roger Federer had this outfit a couple of years ago, or maybe it was like a year ago, where he came out in this Uniqlo outfit, and it was like puke green. You remember this? And he had this like the puke green outfit on. The stripes were like lateral and not horizontal. Not that I like stripes either way. But do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Can you Google up Roger Federer puke green Uniqlo outfit? And maybe you find it, maybe you don't. But some of you have to remember that. But sometimes you get these players that come out in these drab and dreary outfits. You know, tennis to me is supposed to be like bright and shiny and uplifting. Like, what's up? Let's go. We play tennis. Let's go. Tennis fan, let's get down. You know, you come out in this gothic, dark, you know, stuff like blah. You know, do you find it?
No, you can continue as
Anyway, I think it should be bright and uplifting, and I liked the court from Lyon. Anyway, second or a quick topic as well. So Juan Carlos Ferrero, as you all know, Hall of Fame tennis player. But how many majors he won? He won 2.
Juan Carlos Ferrero.
He won 2 majors. He won 3.
That many? I don't know. Let me look.
How many did he win?
I'll tell you in a second.
See? Jeez. But Juan Carlos Ferreira has
He only won 1. That's what I thought.
Okay, well, I was off
French
on that.
Open.
Okay.
He made a final of the U.S. Open.
And lost to Roddick. Yeah, he lost to Roddick. Anyway, Juan Carlos Ferrero has now jumped on board with all of the Djokovic fans out there and those that think...
Who else is not going to jump in that bandwagon?
And those that think Djokovic will end up with the most majors. And says that without a doubt... that Novak Djokovic will surpass both Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer in major count. Carla, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Okay. So Carla...
I don't know. I just can't... I don't want to agree or disagree because, you know, he could be hot right now and something bad can happen and then he won't play for many years or who knows?
Okay, Carla.
I don't know. I don't think so. But
Carla says...
maybe tie.
Carla says... okay, Novak Djokovic right now has 17 majors.
Yeah. You know what I would think would be funny? If they all end up with 20, 20, 20.
Okay. Carla, let me ask you a question, and this is to address all these fine young men and women out here watching. Can you please explain, Miss Carla, why it is that you think Novak Djokovic will not surpass winning 3 more majors?
Because I think it's tough just to get 1. Anything can happen. Injuries can happen, the desire to play, family issues, life. What about the slams get stopped? We don't know what's going to happen. Because life is funny. That's why.
Okay, Carla. So currently, Novak Djokovic...
Can he? Sure.
Okay, so let's answer this, Carla.
Oh, gosh.
I hope you have proof in the pudding type stuff here.
I don't have any proof. I'm just saying why.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you one question. Let's get it down right now on paper. Let's go. Novak Djokovic has 17 majors right now. How many does he end his career with?
I don't know. 20?
Okay, 20 is your number?
I don't know.
Roger Federer has...
20.
Okay, 20. So he's 20, and you say Nadal ends with how many?
22! No, just fine.
How many?
21, just to pass all those guys.
All right. My forecast.
He's got 19, right? Nadal has 19.
Yeah.
He always got to do is win French Open. That's 20.
Here's my you can count this and etch it in stone.
Let's bet. Let's make a bet.
Who
wants to make a friendly bet?
What I say is going to be right.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
You said this last year.
You ready for this?
You said this last year. Let's hear this.
Djokovic wins 6 more majors.
I heard last year he was going to win all 4, and some of you became little babies and didn't want to make a bet, and I was right.
Djokovic wins 6 more majors. Etch it in stone, and he will finish his career.
6 more majors, because guys, it's so easy to win just 6 more majors.
He will win 6 more majors.
What are you going to do if he doesn't?
You don't have to.
What are you going to do if he doesn't?
It's not me.
What are you going to do if he doesn't?
It's a fact. It's not.
It's a fact.
It's not open for discussion, Arlac. It's not. Arlac is called spelled backwards.
It's a fact.
It is fact. It's
Nothing
factual.
is. Let me tell you something about life.
Etch it in stone, Carla.
Nothing is forever. Nothing is guaranteed in life.
Let me go ahead and give you a guarantee right now.
Nothing is guaranteed.
I'll give you a guarantee right now.
What?
You ready for it? Djokovic retires with 23 majors. Count it. Shaquille, stuff is
you
real.
You just hit 23 because of Michael Jordan.
Okay.
That's the only reason you picked 23.
Negative, Ghost Rider. That's bullshit because I didn't even.
Why are you saying bad words here?
My bad. But I didn't even associate the two. I didn't even associate MJ with the 23. I'm just telling you that I fast forward in time
and, so you
I came back to now.
going to have 21, huh?
Can I finish what I'm saying? Okay. Djokovic will finish with 23 majors. Roger Federer is done at 20. Okay. Rafael Nadal will finish with 21. If my theory is, and this is factual by the way, count it, bet on it, take it to the bank.
I'd rather play the lottery.
Nadal will win the French Open twice more. This year, next year. That's it. Federer, he's a wrap. He's just, promoting Laver Cup and sending John McEnroe out with Laver Cup jerseys to say that Roger Federer can't be counted out for his leg injury. But okay, so Djokovic will go down with 23. Take it to the bank. But we all know here that Carla's heavily biased. Just like, the same BS that she cooks when she says she's not OG Honduran, talking about she's 1G.
Look, my kids were laughing, and they were laughing at some of these comments that viewers wrote to me. That one guy said that I must be, what did he say? That I must not be proud of my heritage, yet I've lived in Spanish countries, yet I learned Spanish first. I cook Latin food, but I was born in the U.S. What's the big deal?
She should make her own personal hand signal. I'm from the H. I'm from Honduras.
I'm from my own place.
Let's go.
Carla.
Honduras right here. That's how we get down.
Even when I go to Honduras, they go, "You're not from here." That's what they tell me. You're not from here.
All right. Anyway, how many majors does each of the big three end with? I've got Djokovic at 23.
So,
Nadal
does
at
anybody
21,
want to make a friendly wager that Roger Federer will not win anymore?
I've already asked that bet.
So you want to bet?
Yeah, he's not going to win another major.
You know that for sure.
I know for a fact Roger Federer.
What should we bet?
I'll bet anything because I'm going to win it. It doesn't matter. I'll bet anything. Seriously.
No money.
He's not going to win anything.
Interesting.
I think it's...
there was a time where we made a bet and you had to dress like a girl.
I did dress like a girl.
Yeah.
There was a time where you had to wear a T-shirt that said "I love Djokovic."
Well, you just gave away that.
Okay, well you can ask your original 3.
Okay.
All right. That's kind of it in a way for that. A couple of shows ago, this guy 1000 or Tenniser, I can't remember, compared Tom Brady to Roger Federer. You kind of instigated it from a show just on the fly, and yesterday we watched McEnroe on ESPN compare the two.
Sure.
Homeboy's watching our stuff. Jeez. Anyway, go Laver Cup. Not go. Irrelevant to me.
I don't care about the Laver Cup.
Let's go Laver Cup.
It's just a charity thing. Not even a charity thing. Just a fun thing, I guess.
Anyway, a lot of money at stake for a bunch of rich folk. I tried to look for the betting odds, by the way, for Indian Wells. I have not been able to find them yet. I always keep up with the betting odds. I didn't find them. Another quick nugget, Leighton Hewitt and his son look really good, by the way. I'm hoping his 11-year-old son, I think his name is Cruz Hewitt. I'm hoping we see a young Hewitt eventually playing some tennis. Let's get down.
Hopefully he doesn't play the grinding game his dad did.
All right, Carla, I think you have a random prize giveaway.
Yep. If you guys, we will give away, one item?
We'll do either a set of Y-Tech strings, and I have many types, and if you want to know what each type is good for, you can message me and I'll let you know. One set of Y-Tech strings, or a Y-Tech hat, or a Y-Tech shirt. The sizes are a little depending on those. We have a couple of the 5K tennis shirts. I think we have one adult small that's right here. I think I might have one men's large on the way to me. And by the way, if you look in the description field...
Yep, we have 2 of them, right?
There's 2 of them.
Teespring
and TeePublic.
Yeah, just look on the description.
Yeah, you have to click a little down arrow next to the title, and then you'll see where I try to timestamp things for people's time if I have time to timestamp it. No, and I'm trying to do better at that. But you'll see some links there, Facebook, where us personally, and you'll see where there's Teespring, and you can order your own, and maybe we'll do something with the prize giveaways for the French, where if you want that, we'll just buy your shirt for you and ship it to you or something.
Yeah, sure.
So we can do something like that. But this one is for, if your size is available for what we have, 5K tennis shirts, check it out in the description if you want your own with the Let's Go. And Carla has 3 questions that I think is going to spell a winner.
What was my first outfit I wore for the first show? What color? Tell me the outfit I was wearing.
Yeah,
right?
And all the shows are on a playlist, all of them.
The second question is, who do I call Thor? Which tennis player?
Yeah, you call who?
Thor.
So you have the first question, first outfit ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second question, who do I call Thor? And third question, which player do I call Iron Man?
Iron Man. All right.
And you must be, I know some viewers say, well, how do you know who's first? Easy. When the comment comes up, it notifies us. It tells us the time. That's how we know.
Like yesterday, Michael Walker won,
which I haven't heard from you.
And we sent him a message. He's in New York. We know Mike, so he probably hasn't just checked it. But let us know. But when you leave a message, it'll say on our comments on our channel, kind of like moderator type thing or whatever you call it, dashboard. It'll say, the comment came in at 23 minutes and 45 seconds ago, or 22 minutes.
Right, we know who's first.
So
we can tell.
It tells you by time.
So whoever's first, you get the prize. I know many of you answer it, but whoever's the first one, and I'll say it on the comment.
Yeah, you
were the first one to answer it.
Yeah, and we do understand that people live in different time frames, and I think that's why she asked the 3 questions here, so someone would look. And we would do live videos too, but our connection here on this little island that we live doesn't support the speed doing it from like a computer. And then we don't have the requirements yet on this channel. We're not big enough, I guess, to get the mobile live streaming, so we have to record them and download them. Right. So it's kind of tough, but we do our best, I promise you. But there will be contests for the French Open for sure. All right, so her shirt color for the very first video we ever did. The outfit, shirt color, whatever. Right. Who do you call Thor? It's a nickname for a tennis player.
Mm-hmm. And who do I call Iron Man?
And who do you call Iron Man? All right, guys, that's it. Thanks so much. There's not a whole lot going on in the tennis world currently, but at Indian Wells, we'll get down. So we kind of just had fun with this today. So thanks so much to all of you. And check out our shirts that you can get. That are, again, in the description field from Teespring and TeePublic. All right. Much love. Adios.
Adios.
Good luck. See ya. Peace.